Welcome back to Drive Time. We talk a lot about the future here. Electric trucks, autonomous driving, 48-inch screens that play video games while you drive. It's all very tech bro and exciting, right? But sometimes progress leaves something behind. It leaves behind that visceral feeling of a massive, naturally aspirated V8, or in this case, a V6 that actually sounds like it wants to work. We are living in the age of the turbocharged four-cylinder truck. Toyota did it. Ford did it. Chevy did it. And they're fast for a while. But there is a black sheep. Dinosaur. An analog relic that refuses to die. And for 2027, Nissan is not just giving the Frontier a simple facelift, they are weaponizing its simplicity. This is the 2027 Nissan Frontier. It's got a new package, some serious new looks, and more proof that sometimes the old way is the only way to go. We are going to dive into every nut and bolt, the new Sport Edition, and why this might just be the last true midsize truck for working-class heroes. Let's go. Let's start with the elephant in a room, or rather, the flashy new kid on the block. Nissan knows the market is moving towards overlanding aesthetics. Everyone wants to look like they're heading to the Rubicon Trail, even if the hardest thing they drive over is a speed bump at the mall. To cater to this, Nissan introduced the new Sport Edition package for the 2027 model year. Now, don't get confused by the name. This isn't a lowered street truck sport. This is sport in the way the Pro 4X is aggressive. Basically, Nissan took the popular SV mid-tier trim and injected it with some serious Pro 4X energy without the full price tag of the top-tier off-roader. Look at the hardware. You get black off-road style 17-inch wheels wrapped in meaty Hankook Dynapro all-terrain tires. Let me tell you, these aren't the highway terrain all-season tires you usually get on a base model. These are 32-inch tall knobbies that will actually grip on gravel and mud. You also get an aluminum skid plate protecting the underside because it doesn't matter how good the tires are if you puncture your oil pan on a rock. And for the night crawlers, you get LED fog lights and some badass front accent lighting. This isn't just for looks. If we're actually going off-roading at dawn, we need to see the trail. But the real treat for me, the interior. Nissan has gone with a high-contrast yellow accent stitching theme. It's on the seats, the door panels, the center console, and the grab handles. It gives the cabin a visual pop that was sorely missing in previous Frontiers. It makes you feel like you're in a purpose-built adventure vehicle, not just a rental car. And yes, you still get the big 12.3-inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is now standard on the SV and Pro grades. The Sport Edition is essentially the Goldilocks option. It has the capability to handle tough trails, the style to turn heads, and it doesn't have the hardcore and expensive suspension of the Pro 4X, which makes it a smoother ride on the daily commute. It's brilliant marketing and brilliant value for the adventurer who doesn't need a locking rear diff every day. Alright, let's pop the hood. If you're a fan of simple, reliable engineering, grab a tissue because you might tear up. While the competition is downsizing, turbocharging, and hybridizing their engines to meet fuel economy standards at the cost of long-term complexity, Nissan is taking a stand. The 2027 Frontier exclusively uses the 3.8-liter BQ Series V6 engine. It produces 310 horsepower and 281 lb-ft of torque. Now on paper, that's less than the Chevy Colorado's high-output Turbo 4, and it's less peak horsepower than the Tacoma's iForce Max Hybrid. But numbers on a screen don't tell the whole story. This isn't about peak numbers on a dyno. It's about the curve. Turbocharged engines are great until you're towing a trailer up a mountain pass and the turbo gets heat-soaked. Suddenly, you lose power. With this 3.8-liter V6, the power is there when you need it, instant throttle response, no turbo lag, no complex intercooler piping to brake. This engine is built in the USA, paired with a robust 9-speed automatic transmission, and it's been tested to the extreme. It's the epitome of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, let's talk about capability. The 2027 Frontier can tow up to 7,150 pounds when properly equipped. And the payload capacity hits 1,590 pounds on certain configurations. That puts it right in the heart of the class. But remember, unlike the Tacoma or the Ranger, you don't have to rev the nuts off this engine to get that grunt. And here is the secret that Nissan doesn't shout about enough. According to product planners like Brent Hagen at Nissan, they are seeing a demand for off-road options at affordable price points, but more importantly, they are focusing on proven tech. As one analyst put it, in an environment where hybrids and turbos are common, the Frontier is charmingly simple. That simplicity equals peace of mind. With the Frontier, you aren't a beta tester. Okay, let's address the old label for a second. People call the Frontier outdated because it doesn't have a giant 14-inch vertical screen like the Ford F-150. But I'm going to argue the exact opposite. How many times have you been driving on a bumpy road and tried to adjust the climate control through a touchscreen, only to hit the wrong button? It's infuriating. The Frontier keeps the physical knobs and buttons. And in 2027, that is a luxury. It's intuitive. You can do it with gloves on. You can do it without looking away from the road. However, Nissan isn't completely living in the Stone Age. For 2027, they've upgraded the wireless charging pad in the Pro Convenience package to the Qi 2 standard. This is a huge upgrade. It uses magnets to keep your phone perfectly aligned, so it doesn't slide around and stop charging. It also has a cooling fan to prevent overheating. It's a small detail, but it shows Nissan is listening to the little frustrations of ownership. Another new feature, a new paint color called Alpine Metallic. The color palette is already ridiculous in the best way. You can get tactical green metallic, afterburn orange, red alert, and now a sleek new silver. It makes the aggressive front grille and the black sport accents pop even more. And let's not forget the standard safety tech. Because you can have all the power and tires in the world, but you need to be safe to get there. Every Frontier comes with standard lane departure warning, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, and intelligent cruise control. Nissan calls it the Intelligent Around View Monitor, and on the Pro 4X, it adds an off-road mode that works up to 12 miles per hour. This basically lets you see the ground directly beneath your tires on the screen, perfect for navigating tight rock gardens. So while the engine is analog, the safety and camera tech is fully modern. Now, if the Sport Edition is the Goldilocks, the Pro 4X is the Terminator. If you are a hardcore off-roader, you still need to look at the Pro 4X. This is the model that comes with the electronic locking rear differential. This is non-negotiable if you're actually rock crawling. You get Bilstein shocks, lava red tow hooks, and aggressive over fenders. For 2027, Nissan is also making the moonroof package more flexible. You can get it with a convenience package on the Pro grades now, giving you more customization control without forcing you into a massive, expensive bundle. And listen to this stat. Did you know the Frontier alone accounts for over 25% of Nissan's motorsports accessory sales? People love modding these trucks. Nissan is making it even easier for 2027 with a growing Nismo off-road accessory lineup. You can get lift kits, beadlock wheels, and performance suspension, all without voiding your warranty. The Sport Edition is practically a canvas, just waiting for you to throw a Nismo lift kit on it. So, who is the 2027 Nissan Frontier for? It is for the skeptic. It is for the person who looks at a 2026 Tacoma and says, I don't want a 4-cylinder with a battery pack. It is for the person who has owned a Nissan truck before and knows they run for 300,000 miles if you change the oil. If you are a weekend warrior, you need the SV Sport Edition. You get the looks, the off-road tires, the skid plate, and the cool interior without the heavy price tag of a fully loaded Pro 4X. If you are a serious overlander or work in extreme conditions, you need the Pro 4X. You need the locking differential. You need the Bilsteins. But really, the Frontier is the buyer's choice because of its versatility. You can get it as a king cab, extended cab, or crew cab. You can get a 5-foot bed or a 6-foot bed. Ford and Chevy mostly force you into a crew cab configuration. Nissan lets you build a truck that fits your life. Even the basic S model is packed with standard V6 power, making it the ultimate workhorse. Let's be honest, this isn't the flashiest truck in the world. It doesn't have a 14-inch TV screen. It doesn't have massaging seats or a hybrid motor. But that's the point. This is a truck for people who use their trucks. Alright, DriveTime family. We have talked about the specs, the Sport Edition, the towing capacity, but we haven't talked about the most important thing. Look, I love turbochargers. They make power, but they kill the soul. The new Tacoma sounds like a vacuum cleaner with a cold. The Ranger, it sounds like a leaf blower. Now listen to this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of analog perfection. That is the 3.8-liter V6 singing its swan song. You cannot replicate this with a 4-cylinder. You cannot replicate this with speakers piped through the cabin. And here is the kicker, Nissan didn't mess with it. They didn't add fake engine noise. They didn't put a muffler that kills the tone. They left it raw. It's aggressive when you floor it, but quiet enough on the highway to have a conversation. You see these other trucks. They sound like they're trying to be fast. The Frontier, it just is. It doesn't need to shout. It just rumbles. And when you're towing 7,000 pounds up a hill, that V6 is going to sing to you, not scream at you. So here's my challenge to you. DriveTime fam, comment down below. Honestly, would you rather have a turbo 4-cylinder that gets 2 more mpg but sound like a dying cat? Or this V6 that sounds like a lion and will outlast your mortgage? Vote now. And if you pick the turbo, I respectfully disagree, but I still love you. This is the 2027 Nissan Frontier. It sounds like a truck should. And that is why it's the last true midsize truck. The 2027 Frontier is a reminder that progress isn't always just about the latest gadget. Sometimes progress is about refining what already works. Nissan has added the right features, the Sport Edition package, Qi2 wireless charging, a new color, while leaving the soul intact. And that soul is a screaming V6 that will tow your boat, haul your lumber, and get you to the campsite without a single error code popping up on the dash. In a world of electrification and forced induction, this is the truck that says, I am reliable, I am capable, and I am not going anywhere. This has been DriveTime. Don't forget to smash that like button if you think the V6 is still king, and hit subscribe so you don't miss our long-term review. We'll see you on the road. Alright, DriveTime family. We've talked about horsepower. We've talked about torque. We've talked about off-roading. But let's be real for a second. 90% of you are not taking this truck to Moab next weekend. You're taking it to Costco. You're taking it to your kid's school drop-off. You're taking it to Home Depot to buy a single bag of soil. So the real question is, how does this big, tough truck handle the real jungle? The urban jungle. Nissan has given the 2027 Frontier something that Toyota and Ford charge an arm and a leg for, a standard rear-view camera with moving object detection. But that's not the impressive part. Did you see that? One tick, no adjustments. This truck has a turning radius of just 43.6 feet. That's smaller than the previous generation. That's smaller than the Tacoma. That's smaller than some sedans. Now watch this. Same parking spot, different truck. The Tacoma, it needs 3-point turns. The Frontier, it just slides in like it owns the place. But here is the real genius move. And I promise you, nobody is talking about this. Look at this. The hood has dual gas struts. You just lift it, and it stays up. No prop rod. No struggling. You can open it with one hand while holding a coffee in the other. And the tailgate, also dampened. It doesn't slam down like a guillotine. It gently lowers itself. And inside the bed, you get the Utilitrack system with adjustable tie-down cleats. You can slide them anywhere. Ratchet straps? Easy. Moving furniture? Secure. This is a working truck, not just a lifestyle accessory. Now look at this. Step rails. Standard on the Sport Edition. You know how many trucks make you climb into the cabin like you're mountaineering? Not this one. And once you're inside, the seats are Nissan zero-gravity seats. They're designed by NASA. No, I'm not joking. They reduce fatigue on long drives. So if you're driving from Lahore to Karachi, your back will thank you. The cabin is quiet. The ride is smooth. The suspension absorbs potholes like they're nothing. This is a truck that doesn't beat you up. So here's the verdict. The 2027 Frontier isn't just a tough off-roader. It's a smart daily driver. It parks like a car, rides like an SUV, and works like a truck. And for 90% of you, that's exactly what you need. But wait, there's one more thing. And this is gonna blow your mind. Look at this storage. Deep, wide, perfect for hiding your valuables or your snacks. No judgment. The 2027 Frontier. It's the truck that gets you. Comment below. What's the weirdest thing you'd hide in this console? Let's get creative, DriveTime fam.